evaluate the determinants, we are supposed to solve and find the value of this determinant over here. Now how do we go about finding this value? It's pretty simple. As you may observe that there are two zeros in this row over here. Okay, so we can expand along this row and get the value of this determinant. Okay, so let's expand along second row. Okay, and what does this give us? Therefore, let's call this value delta, and delta will be equal to what? Delta will be equal to minus, there will be a minus over here, minus 0 plus 0, and there's a minus 1 over here, and the determinant that you'll have along with this will be a 2 by 2 determinant, which will be obtained by eliminating this row and this column. The row and column containing this minus 1. What will that be? 3 minus 1, 3 minus 5. This is what you have, right? That's the expansion of this determinant, and on the basis of this, the value will be, as you can easily observe, this is 0, 0 is gone, this is plus 1, and what you have over here is 3 times minus 5, okay, minus 1 times 3, that is AD minus BC, that's what you have, right? Okay, and this is 1, which is okay, this is minus 15, and this is plus 3. So this becomes minus 12, and yes, that is my answer for this question over here. This is the first part of fifth question from this exercise. Let's move on to the next question after that. We are supposed to evaluate the value of this determinant next. And how do we go about solving this? As you may observe, there aren't any zeros to begin with, and so we can expand along any row or any column. Let's expand along the first row. Expand along first row. So what will that give us? Therefore, delta will be equal to what? So in the first row, you have 3 minus 4 and 5. You'll have plus times 3, and the determinant that you'll have along with for 3 is 1, 1, 3 minus 2, 1, 1 minus 2 and 3. Then you have minus of minus 4. The term over there is minus 4. It will have an extra minus because of this expansion, and then you have 1, 2. The 2 by 2 determinant remaining after eliminating this row and this column will be 1, 2, minus 2, 1, as you may observe, and the third term will be plus 5. The determinant that you will get is 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. This is what you will get, right? Okay, so this becomes 3, and this is 1 times 1 minus 2 times 3. Okay, this becomes plus 4, and the value of this determinant will be equal to what? 1 times 1 minus 2 times 2. Okay, plus 5 is okay. Then you have 1 times 3 minus 1 times 2. This is what you have, right? What else? What else? This becomes 3 is okay. 1 plus 6 is what you get over here. The next term will be 4 is okay, and in the bracket what I have is 1 plus 4 is what I have observed over here. The next term after that will be 5, and 5 times what? This is 3 and minus 2. That's the product. Okay, so what does this give me? This is 6 plus 1, 7 times 3 is 21. 5 times 4 is 20, and then you have plus 5. What this equal to? This is equal to 46 in total, and yes, that is my answer for this question over here. Is that all? Yes, that's all in this question. Let's move on to the next one after that. Let's solve this question. Now what are we supposed to do in this one? We are supposed to find the value of this, and the value of this can be obtained easily if you observe that there are some zeros, but there are in different, all of these zeros are in different rows and different columns, right? So we can expand along any row for that matter. Let's begin the first, let's expand using first row. So therefore delta is equal to, first term is 0, okay? Next term is minus 1 times this determinant, minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3, 0. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 0. This is what you have. What else? Then you have a plus 2 times determinant of minus 1, 0, minus 2, 3. This is what you have, right? Is that okay? Yes. This is 0, which is okay. Minus 1 times what you have is minus 1 times 0 is 0. Minus of minus 3 times minus 2 is what I get over here, right? Next term will be plus 2, which is okay. Minus 1 times 3 and minus 0 times minus 2 is 0. Let's write it 0 only. What next? This is minus 1, this is minus, that becomes a plus, and this will be 6. So this is plus 6 over here. What about this? This is minus 3 and 2, which becomes minus 6, which will be simply 0. Yes, that's the value of this determinant. Okay. Can you observe one more thing over here? One more important thing that can be observed over here is this, that the determinant over here, can you please observe the matrix which is hidden over here? Please observe this matrix. This matrix has all diagonal elements as 0 and the non-diagonal elements are just negative of each other. Yes. So do you recall that this is something called a skew symmetric matrix? Yes, this is something called a skew symmetric matrix. Now for a skew symmetric matrix, when we are taking a determinant, the value of some particular skew symmetric matrix are always 0. What's the special thing about such matrices? And please observe, for skew symmetric matrix of odd order, mind you, of odd order would imply of order 3, 5, 7 and so on. So for skew symmetric matrix of odd order, value of determinant is equal to 0. Value of determinant will be equal to 0. Odd order would be order 3, right? For a skew symmetric matrix of odd order, the value of determinant is simply 0, as you can see for this particular case over here as well. And this is one important statement which you can remember. For skew symmetric matrix of odd order, the value of determinant will be 0, right? That's something which you can observe. Let's move on to the next one after this. Evaluate this value. Okay, now how do we go about finding this value? What we can do is we can expand along any row or any column, and as you can see, there's a 0 over here, there's a 0 over here. We can expand along the first column. Yes, let's expand along the first column. First column would imply 2 times, this is 2 minus 1 minus 5, 0, minus 0 times something, and then you have a plus 3 times some other determinant, that's minus 1 minus 2, 2 and minus 1, right? For this 3, this will be minus 1, 2 and this over here. That will be the 2 by 2 determinant that we require, right? Next, this is 2, which is okay. 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 1 times minus 5 is what I get over here. Okay, what next? There's a plus 3 and I have minus 1 times minus 1 in the bracket minus 2 times 2. That's AD minus BC, right? That's a 2 by 2 determinant for us. And what else? This is 5, minus 5 times 2 is minus 10, okay. And plus 3 is okay. What is this? This is 1. And what's this? This is plus 4. Okay, this is what I get. The final value can be obtained very easily by simplifying this. This is 5 times 3, which is 15. 15 minus 10 is 5. That is my answer for this question over here. Is that all? Yes, that's all in this question.